Hello everyone, today I'm going to do a video that might seem slightly similar to something that Biffwe did not long ago. No, I'm not strictly copying him, I'm more or less doing this for him because he doesn't know enough about PlayStation All-Stars to do it, and also he's a little wee loser baby who has important things to do like fucking working at an actual job? Ew. So I'm going to be going through the entire roster of PlayStation All-Star Battle Royale, I already did that joke in another video, and finding a versus match for every single one of them that wasn't already in Death Battle, those being Raiden, Jak and Daxter, Ratchet and Clank, Nathan Drake, Sweet Tooth, and Kratos. Let's get to it. Big Daddy from Bioshock versus Nemesis from Resident Evil. They be big and they be scary, and honestly it's Big Daddy's most popular match, and I like Big Daddy. Honestly, it was either this or Big Daddy versus Big Daddy, and that'd be too memey even for me, not gonna lie, Wiz. I don't know who wins. I'd assume you'd use the bouncer type Big Daddy too. I think they're both building level, but Nemesis has more hacks. It's probably a Nemesis win, but I can't be sure. Cormograph versus Alex Mercer. A modern video game rivalry compared to the usual Mario vs Sonic style matches you often see that existed long ago. And honestly, this is one that sounds really cool. The biggest issue is that it's kind of a Cormograph stomp. He just destroys Alex, but this does have lots of animation potential, especially because Cole and Alex are both kind of assholes. Colonel Radic versus Captain Rex. Is it Radic or Radic? I never played Killzone, I don't know. I have no clue on him beyond that he looks cool. So this is really just the fact that they're two high-ranking badasses in cool armor with guns. It's pretty generic, but I like Captain Rex quite a lot. I was tempted to do Captain Wolf because I like him more, but Wolf probably has a Spaceballs captain he can fight instead. Really hope Rex wins this. I hear they have similar AP, but Rex is faster. I don't know, this would probably be a good fight for the SFM team to do. I would really like to see how they tackle a gunfight. They've shown that when they do fights with characters who have a lot of abilities, it's going to be good, and when they do fights with characters with few abilities and do a lot of hand-to-hand stuff, it's going to suck. Reboot Dante from DMC Devil May Cry versus Delson Rowe from Infamous. Dante versus Delson Rowe apparently is super thematic, and I'll just take people's word for it. I'd rather Dante just not get into Death Battle at all. We had actual Dante, and arguably his best match, and one of the best episodes in the series. If they do bring Dante back, I'd rather it be, Dante, and that they put him against someone who has, like, a history with him, like Kratos. That's sort of a pseudo-modern, pseudo-legacy match, and that has real animation potential. Dante could also fight New 52 Lobo or Origins Deadpool, but, they can both die too. Apparently Dante also dies against Lobo and Delson, which is nice. Emmett Graves from Starhawk versus Vash the Stampede. I don't know shit about Emmett Graves, because I never played Starhawk. But reading up on him, what I got was gunslinger that's ostracized by the rest of the world because they fear him and also hunts down his brother. So really what came to mind was Vash the Stampede, who is all of those things. Truth be told, Vash versus Alucard versus Vincent is definitely my preferred Vash fight, but that's just because they all look similar and have guns. It has nothing to do with anything thematic. Given I know little about Emmett, this is pretty much the best I got for you. Vash probably wins because he puts craters in the moon and can allegedly destroy a planet and has some good regen. Hopefully he wins. I like Vash quite a lot. Evil Cole McGrath. Evil Cole McGrath versus Dark Raiden. Evil Cole McGrath. That honestly sounds like some creepypasta version of Cole McGrath that Animation Rewind would put into some nebulous creepypasta versus X Total War that nobody pays any attention to. Being his own character is annoying and I hate it. This match is bad, but the best I can manage is someone who's only half of a character. They're both evil versions of a good guy with lightning powers. Dark Raiden probably shits on him. Fat Princess versus Sugar from Total Drama Pikachu Island. Okay, they just sort of look similar, honestly. Sugar probably doesn't scale to the island sinking or volcano feats or the light laser dodging from Noah, so Sugar probably dies. I don't know, I don't care. It's just funny thinking about this as a death battle. Like, of all the Total Drama characters, no. It's not one of the most popular, like Gwen, Duncan, Chris McLean, Izzy, Chef. No, it's fucking Sugar. I guess being annoyingly relevant is very Sugar-esque. No one wanted her to get to, like, 4th place in Pikachu Island, and she did anyway. Heihachi Mishima versus Geese Howard. A classic fighting game rivalry between asshole dads. The fact that this is only 1 minute melee with no death battle as of now is kind of surprising considering Geese is even in a Tekken game now. I hear Geese wins, but I also hear Heihachi wins. I've seen both series with country to continent level feats and calculations. I don't know who wins. I'd like Heihachi to win because I've got more of a connection to Tekken, as small as that connection is, but I'd really hope that we just get a fight with the quality of Ryu vs Jin, or Ryu vs Scorpion if it's done in 2D, but with a better kill than either. Isaac Clarke vs Gordon Freeman. A scientist and an engineer who fight off alien invasions. Don't know if this is a rivalry style matchup or one with a lot of connections I'm unaware of, but I hear it's their best. This is another case where I hear the stats are fairly even, meaning it comes down to their arsenals and skill, which I quite like. I hope Isaac wins, but I'm not entirely sure. Gordon has the gravity gun, I think that's the Half-Life thing. Probably cool. Speaking of gravity, Cat vs Ochako Uraka. Two young superheroines with gravity powers. I think the most interesting thing here animation-wise is how they'd handle how much more powerful Cat's powers are. Because like the wall splats in My Heroes 1 Justice that don't represent the show one bit are very representative of what Cat could actually do. Cat's powers are so much more varied that Ochako keeping up would be pretty hard to believe given her powers are, in all honesty, pretty limited. Ochako just sort of removes the effect of gravity on a thing while Cat is fucking absurd. Ochako losing is a big L, but Cat winning is a big W. Naraka from Heavenly Sword vs Aloy from Horizon Zero Dawn. Red-headed PlayStation mascots who are shunned from their homes and have some relation to prophecies or whatnot. I have never seen the Heavenly Sword series or film and have not played the game, so this is the best you'll get. Naraka probably wins, which is lame, but Aloy vs Breath of the Wild Link is significantly worse in this matchup. That's literally just because the games came out at similar times and are somewhat similar. It has nothing to do with the characters themselves, which would be fine if Breath of the Wild and Zero Dawn were actually, like, a rivalry, but they're really not to my knowledge. Parappa the Rapper vs Beat from Jet Set Radio. They make the music, Parappa probably wins, I don't fucking know. Sackboy from Little Big Planet vs Max Bill from Scribblenauts. Another one where I only have half a clue as to why people suggested it. They make stuff. I don't know, I've got no connection to this fucking one. Sir Daniel Fortescue. What a name. Versus Chop Chop from Skylanders. They are skeleton knights. I don't know, Chop Chop probably claps his cheeks, but it'd be a cool fight. They're both pretty funky. Chop Chop has some pretty cool bone abilities too, I guess. I mean, let me tell you, Chop Chop do be pretty epic. He scales to an actual boomer. Sly Cooper versus Lupin 3rd, Lupin 3, Lupin 3, Lupin Dry. They are sneaky thieves, and I also refuse to give Sly Cooper versus Rouge the Bat credit. This is probably more fair, more interesting. It doesn't have Rouge the Bat and is probably the best Sly matchup I've ever seen. I have never played Sly Cooper. Moving on. Spike from Maple Escape versus Billy Hatcher and his giant fucking egg. I do not know the connections here, but Billy has a giant egg, which makes him Chadley. I realize that you can misconstrue egg as a euphemism for a testicle. That was definitely not my intention. Toro Inoue from Doku Demo Isio versus Pikachu from Pokemon. I hear Toro doesn't fit for versus very well, so Pikachu's the best you're getting from this fuck off. And finally, Zeus from God of War versus Deus from Asura's Wrath. I have no idea if it's pronounced Deus in Asura's Wrath, but the word is pronounced Deus, so... They are prideful gods of lightning who oppose Kratos and Azura, two powerful godslayers whose families were killed leading to their slaughtering of the divine. Zeus and Deus both leave the gods in their way, but were ultimately killed. Sounds cool. Both are probably massive assholes. Zeus probably wins, which is great, and this is likely to be a fight on a grand enough scale to get a certified epic sticker. Honestly, if any of these matches were to happen, for pure animation potential, this is probably second only to fucking Cormograph versus Alex Mercer. Maybe, honestly, in terms of what it could accomplish for an animation, this is significantly higher than everything else on the list, just because you can do a lot with the scale of these characters. But at the same time, honestly, I would still prefer, of anything on this list, the one I'd want the most is Cormograph versus Alex Mercer. I really like Alex Mercer. Even if he gets slaughtered, it'd just be cool to see him get on. And I wouldn't mind Heihachi versus Geese because we're definitely going to get it, and having hopes for a matchup that you know is going to happen is better than having hopes for a matchup that you know definitely won't. And that was that, a match for every member of PlayStation Battle Royale, who didn't already have an episode of Death Battle. What's next, I wonder? I don't know, but I hope you enjoyed this video. Have a good one.